Well, we at the Toronto Sun have been saying it for a very long time, pretty much since he got elected in 2015, that Justin Trudeau has got to go. Well, Canadians have finally caught up to where we have been for some time. Hello, I'm Adrienne. With me are Warren Kinsella and Brian Lilley. I am referring to, of course, Brian, to the latest polling, the latest tracking information from Angus Reid, for example.
Yep.
It says 57% of Canadians say that Justin Trudeau should resign before the next election. And this isn't just, a small sample. This was a significant amount. Like over 1,800 Canadians were polled in this online survey, and they are saying, "Hey, you got to go."
Yeah, and importantly, 2 in 10 former Liberal voters are saying, yeah, I think he should resign. Those are people who voted Liberal in the last election in 2021. And you're right, 1,800 sample size is big. Normal sample size for a national political poll is between 1,000 and 1,100. It's interesting to see the TrueAnon folks now claiming all polls are fake, and they sound like Trump supporters saying Hillary was going to win. It's absolutely bizarre. But this Angus Reid poll, I think it's the second one that's shown, and it's showing a growing trend of people saying Trudeau should resign, they should have a new leader. I'm not sure it's going to help, because that same poll showed a 10-point lead for the Conservatives. 39% of people would vote for Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives if an election were held today, versus 29% for the Liberals under Trudeau and 21% for the NDP under Jagmeet Singh. That's majority territory, especially when you look at the regional breakdowns. That's majority territory for the Conservatives, with them picking up seats in Atlantic Canada, possibly Quebec, a ton in Ontario, and a bunch in BC. So it's, I think, Warren, you were tweeting about a breakdown of the seats that would show the Liberals under 100 seats if these numbers turned out to be true. So that is shocking to watch.
Warren, you've been known to advise cabinet ministers, mayors, all levels of government, and all types of officials, the bureaucracy. What do you think it's time for Justin Trudeau to do?
I think, well, I'm here by the shores of Lake Ontario. I think Justin needs to do something he's demonstrated he likes doing more than anything else. I think he needs to go surfing. Just pack it in, big guy. Grab your board and hit the waves. Here's some waves right here. So I think we'd all be happy, and he'd be happy too. So Justin, go surfing.
And Warren, I want to ask you, in part because we've been talking about the polls and the tracking for the last, I can't even remember how long. And I think we've all agreed that the numbers, such as they are, they're now getting pretty much baked in. Usually Conservatives poll better outside of an election, but this is now really seeping into the consciousness of Canadians, where they're just saying, okay, enough's enough already with this guy. And we know that governments defeat themselves, and we all understand that. But even with the Nanos poll that picked Pierre Poilievre as the best prime minister, again, 10 points ahead of Justin Trudeau in that regard, around 32% in that survey said that Poilievre should be the prime minister. And perhaps it might even go up after How Do You Like Them Apples video going viral around the world, Warren. And look, I know you've been critical of the Conservative leader since he's become leader of the party, but do you see it? Do you see any ability for the Liberals to eclipse this?
I don't, I mean, as Brian always points out, voters are fickle. A week is a long time in politics, all that stuff. But here, let me just do an open letter here to Justin Trudeau in the unlikely event that he ever gets up in the morning and says, hey, I wonder what Warren Kinsella is saying. I don't think he's doing that. But if I were advising him, it would be, Mr. Trudeau, you've been Liberal leader for more than a decade. You've been prime minister for more than 8 years. And the polls for months now, it's not an aberration, it's not an outlier, it's not the exception, it is the rule. For months now, it's been showing that Pierre Poilievre, who we know you dislike, we know you probably hate his guts, is kicking your ass. He is going to destroy you if you remain as Liberal leader. Leave now. Go and write your memoirs. Go on the lecture circuit. You'll make 75 grand a speech. Like, just go now so you're not humiliated, and more particularly, so
Mm-hmm.
you don't destroy the Liberal Party brand for a decade, because that is a real and present danger now, Mr. Trudeau, if you don't leave. For the love of God, please go. But will he listen to me? Of course not.
No, sage words, but Brian, just on back to sort of where the temperature of the country is in terms of Justin Trudeau. Angus Reid does tracking of his approval and disapproval ratings as of October 2023. He's a disapproval rating of 64%. We're used to sort of seeing that disapproval rating tagline again with the U.S. president, but Angus Reid's been tracking that, so that's a very high number. I suspect it's going to go up as more scandals break out and as more incompetence from this government is lays to bear. But this is really, as I said before, baked in terms of the mood of the Liberal government.
And one of the other things that's baked in, Adrienne, is that Trudeau's last remaining bastion of strong support, and I've been pointing this out for some time now, is women over the age of 55. And we see them online. They run the TrueAnon accounts on Twitter, on X. They are the ones who are the retired civil servants who just think Justin Trudeau is the best thing ever, and they are his strongest supporters. And I've been saying that anecdotally for a while, and poll after poll keeps showing it, and it shows it here as well. And he's losing what used to be strong demographics for the Liberals, including with younger women. We've just seen an election in New Zealand where they use social media. The Conservative Party down there is called the Nationals, and they used social media very effectively, and they swept millennial voters for many of the same reasons Pierre Poilievre's going to pick them up. And we know Poilievre is smart and savvy when it comes to social media, where many of the younger voters, that's where they get their news. I think that we're going to see, as Warren said, Justin Trudeau, if he doesn't leave, ruin the Liberal Party for a decade, because he's lost those key demographics, and he's just holding on to Betty up in the 65 plus category, and those retired civil servants. Lovely people. We all have them in our families and our lives, but that's all he's got left.
Well, let us know in the comments below what you think. Should he stay or should he go? I have a feeling I know how what that's gonna result in. But also go to the TorontoSun.com. Hit that subscribe button. You're gonna find stories and coverage that you will not find anywhere else.